This video will assist in training you to fill a volunteer role at Paddle Victoria Marathon events. We would like to thank you for volunteering your time. PV Marathon believes that safe and efficient management of events requires officials and volunteers to have trained in advance for the roles that they fill in events. Both race officials and volunteers are important to the successful running of events. The distinction for our purposes is that officials are the designated positions on the competition committee, the safety officer and technical officer roles, while volunteers fill other roles essential to the operation of events. These are listed in the organisation chart.
Radio communication is vital during a race to ensure the safety of paddlers and volunteers. Radios are used by race officials and volunteers, the chief official, chief umpire, chief safety officer, turn buoy and portage officials, timekeeping and safety boat crews. Different types of radios may be used at different events. The operation of radios will be demonstrated at the volunteer briefings. You will also do a radio check, where you switch on the radio, check the battery is charged, ensure that you are on the right channel, this is usually Paddlevic channel 1, test each radio and set the volumes. If you're in a safety boat, ensure that the waterproof bags are used and that the volume is loud enough to be heard over the noise of the motor. There are various buttons on the radios. On the top, there is a dial that you can use to change between channels. We are usually on channel 1. On the side, there is an orange and black transmit button. Click the button and pause before you begin to talk to ensure that you are transmitting. The on and off button is on the side, and so are the volume up and down buttons marked with a plus and a minus.
When using the two-way radios, please remember that everyone is listening. Be polite and do not swear. Ensure that you are on the correct channel. This is usually Paddle Victoria Channel 1. Think about what has to be said before speaking. Listen before transmitting so as to not interfere with others already on the air. Keep your messages short and clear as possible. Use short, easily recognisable words. Check for understanding and request confirmation if necessary. When calling another station, state the call sign of the other station first and then identify yourself. For example, Chief Official, this is Safety Boat 1, over. If you are receiving a message, you then respond, Safety Boat 1, this is Chief Official, over. You always first communicate who you are speaking to and then your own name. This grabs the attention of the person who you are speaking to and then tells them who the message is coming from. After this initial communication, you can then communicate your message. It is acceptable practice after initial contact has been made to not repeat your own call sign except for in the closing transmission. For example, Safety Boat 1, this is Chief Official, out.
Turn buoy officials record the boats passing the assigned turning buoys and any issues between boats such as collisions. This is a full-time role during the race and reports to the chief course umpire. The responsibilities of a turn buoy official are to record the boat number of boats passing the assigned turning buoys, to record any issues between competitors such as collisions, to record any boats failing to correctly round the turning buoys, and to report any issues to the chief course umpire as soon as they occur. To complete a 3-buoy turn, the boat must go around all 3 buoys, as shown below. We sometimes also have a 2-buoy or a single buoy turn, however these are less common. If a boat fails to completely go around all 3 turning buoys, so they cut one off, or if there is a collision at the turning buoys, you should record this in an incident report form. We discuss this next. In your folder, you will be given a turn buoy incident report form. It is important that on this form you record the race, the date, what turn buoy you were at, and your name. Then it is important that you record details of the incident as you saw them. This includes the type of incident. Was it a boat collision? The boat numbers involved, and if you don't get the boat numbers, a description of the boats or paddlers to help us identify the boats that were involved, what time the incident happened, a written description of the incident as you saw it, and a diagram if that helps to illustrate your description. Record the incidents on this sheet and inform the chief course umpire of the incident as soon as it occurs. Then at the end of your duties, return the sheet to the chief course umpire. In your folder you will find this turning buoy sheet. On the form at the top, record the course position, so what turning buoy are you at, the race and the date, and your name. There are 3 tables for recording boat numbers. This is in the event that you have many boats. Each boat will use 1 row. In the first column, you record the boat's number. And then in the columns 1 to 8, you record or you tick each time that boat rounds your turning buoy. You can see an example here.
On behalf of Paddle Victoria Marathon, we would like to thank you for volunteering to help run this race. Without volunteers, our races would not be possible.